For the second straight week, we've got a young man who made his mark on the prep football gridiron back in the day. Tonight it's Ed White alum and former offensive lineman Kaleb Johnson. Kaleb, so good to have you in the house. You know, first of all, it feels good to finally have somebody as big as me up here, and I'm not looking like the oversized guy. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. Good. I'm happy to be here. Excited about this. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for staying up with us. All right, let's start with what you're currently doing. You've been with the Jacksonville-Jaguars for the last few weeks, a part of that Bill Walsh minority coaching situation where it allows minorities to get an opportunity to come and coach with the best of the best. Number one, how did you get the opportunity and what was it like?
Yeah, so I got an opportunity because they have this thing where you just kind of email a lot of the coaches that are on staff. And one of the guys that is the offensive line coach, Todd Washington, was in Baltimore when I was there as a rookie. So I kind of reached out to those guys, wrote up my little my paper trying to get on, and it made it happen for me. So
talk about the experience.
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was a great experience. I was in there in every practice. I was in every meeting. All the different things that Coach Peterson is doing with that program, I got to see it firsthand, and it was great. I got to see the players. You know, obviously, being from Jacksonville, I'm a fan, so I took my fan perspective with my coaching background and kind of molded in it. So it was an unbelievable experience.
Let's talk about and use your background here. You were a 3-year starter at Ed White. You were a 4-year starter at Rutgers. You're a talented offensive lineman. You had a stint in the NFL. The Jaguars took Anton Harrison, #1 overall. Did anything? What stood out about him during your time over there?
So obviously being a former lineman, me and Anton clicked day one. I saw him in the elevator over at the hotel. And we just got to talking about, just about the game and everything that, what it takes to be an offensive lineman and a bit of the professionalism. And he's going to be a great football player. You think about those guys, all those guys come from Oklahoma, Trent Williams is one of those guys, and Lane Johnson is in Philadelphia. Like, I see him being that next guy in Jacksonville. So athletic, such a smart kid, physical, dominant. I'm excited for his career and where he's going.
Did you lend him any advice? You played on that level. What advice? Give us some inside scoop.
The number one thing I told him, I saw him with some chicken wings. I said, hey, you got to change your diet, right? You are a professional, so you got to make sure it's okay to have, a little bit of fun, but you got to make sure that everything you put into your body is helping you, all right? Because if it's not helping, it's usually hurting.
All right, so you transition from playing the game. Now you're a coach. Let me get this resume right. 3 years as strength and conditioning coach at Rutgers. The last 6 months as Florida, an assistant offensive line quality control assistant. What made you want to, put up the cleats and put on the headset?
I mean, obviously, my football career was good. I had a little bit of success. And once that time was over for me, I wanted to be around the game. So getting into coaching was it was the next big thing. I get to do what I love, and I get to give back to the next generation. Like we talking about with Anton, being with those guys in Florida. A lot of those guys have played for coaches that I played for, and just kind of giving them some advice on what I've done and things that can help them in their career. Like you can't do that.
All right. I could not bring you on and be one of the stars, the legends of the Ed White Commanders and not talk about football over on the west side of Jacksonville. What did it mean? What does it still mean to you to have worn that green and gold?
Yeah. I mean, being a lemonhead, you never miss those days. We always had a reputation of being a tough-knit, gritty bunch, and it's one of those things that we're going to continue to have. And maybe one day you see me as a head coach over there.
Okay.
A long time from now.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah. One of these days, but I mean, just the green and gold that's just who I am, and those guys, I'm always rooting for them.
What do you miss most about Friday Night Lights?
Everything. I mean, high school football is a little bit different than college football and the NFL because it's just so genuine. Everybody there is just doing it because they love the game. Just going out, the fans are there, the band's playing. Like, it's just such an intimate setting, and you don't get that in college or the NFL.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this. Whenever I get an opportunity to talk to an individual who looks like myself, who's very influential in their kid's life, I love to highlight that because, we have the stigma that black guys are not there for the children. We know that's not true.
No, true.
You have a beautiful daughter.
Yes, sir.
I know that's your greatest assignment. Tell us about it and just tell us what it's been like being a dad, my brother.
Yeah, so her name's Casey Love Johnson. She's a special person. She had a dance recital this past week, and just seeing her up on that stage, you know, doing her thing.
Did you tear up?
I did, man.
Okay.
She got some work to do now.
Oh.
She got some work to do. But you know, the coach in me was trying to be hard on her. But when I saw her, I just had to give her some love and just be thankful, because you know, you think about like all the things that I've done in my life, all the things that I've done, the success that I've had. Now I can kind of watch her grow and have her own legacy and do her own things, man. So I'm excited about the person she's going to be. She's already so brilliant. You know, she holds me accountable for some things, and I'm excited to see where her life goes. And I'm going to be there for her. Being back in Florida, obviously I get to spend a little bit more time with her, and I'm so thankful for her.
So good to have the coach in the house tonight. Former Ed White Commander, former Rutgers Scarlet Star, and now a coach and assistant down at Florida. I'm not going to hold that against you. Man, thank you for what you do. So proud of you. You make me feel old because I covered you when you were at Ed White.
Yes, sir.
But, man, keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.